It began as a morning like any other, a simple meal, the warmth of family, and a peace they believed would last forever. They walked these ancient cobblestone streets with purpose and hidden dreams, never once imagining this was their final day under the sun. Pompeii was a jewel of the Roman Empire, a vibrant city alive with trade and the beating pulse of thousands of lives. Voices echoed softly through the markets as families went about their business, caught in the beautiful routine of life. They walked under a golden setting sun, unaware of the shadow falling silently and inevitably behind them. Life flowed through these arteries of stone, a society built to endure, or so they believed as the light faded. Nothing felt wrong. The mountain stood silent in the distance, a beautiful presence they had learned to trust implicitly. But deep beneath their feet, the earth had already begun to shift. A devastating warning was being written in the rock, left unread. Tremors were easy to ignore until the ground began to weep and the sky turned a bruised, heavy purple. The birds took flight in sudden panic, sensing the end. It wasn't just a tremor anymore, it was the giant's breath. Then the sky split open. Mount Vesuvius unleashed a fury building for centuries, a roar that shook the very world. A nightmare of fire and stone erupted from the peak, a primal, unstoppable force raining destruction down upon the valley. A massive, terrifying column of ash rose miles high, blocking out the sun and turning a bright afternoon into absolute midnight. The world went entirely dark. Day turned into a suffocating night as the atmosphere became a heavy shroud of heat. Ash began to fall like a grey, relentless snow, burying the gardens, the homes, and eventually the people themselves. The air became impossible to breathe, thick with the bitter scent of sulfur and the searing fine dust of the mountain's heart. People ran desperately for safety, for family, but the mountain was faster and there was nowhere left to hide. The city they loved was disappearing beneath a relentless tide of stone and ash. Everything they knew was being erased from time. In just hours, everything ended. A vibrant civilization was wiped from the map and completely silenced by the earth. It didn't end with fire, but with a terrifying, absolute silence. A silence that would last for nearly 2,000 years. Nature eventually reclaimed that silence, hiding the unimaginable tragedy beneath a quiet blanket of green and stone. But what Pompeii left behind wasn't just stone and ruins. It left an echo of humanity that still resonates deeply within us today. It left a vast field of stories waiting to be spoken again, a powerful, haunting testament to a world that simply stopped. It was people, husbands and children, forever frozen in their final moments of profound love and blinding terror. Their final breaths are beautifully preserved in ash, a mirror of life reaching out from the deep, silent past. Individual stories of a life interrupted, preserved in the very ash that took them, waiting patiently to be heard once again. These haunting forms are more than history. They are a stark reminder of our own fragile place in the great fabric of time. Beneath the plaster, the bones tell the final truth, a desperate struggle for life that ended in the earth's unforgiving embrace. For centuries, the city remained completely buried, a secret kept by the volcano until the world was finally ready to look back. Until light finally returned to these streets, revealing a world that had been paused for nearly an eternity. The remains of their grandeur still stand tall, a breathtaking testament to the heights from which they so tragically fell. Rediscovered exactly as it was left, a window into a world that simply stopped breathing one ordinary afternoon. Pompeii isn't just ancient history, it's a testament to the stories that survive, even the mountain's devastating fire. It's a ghost city that still speaks to us, whispering of life, of immense loss, and the eternal beauty of the ordinary. A reminder that everything we know and love can change in the blink of an eye, in a single devastating day. A city lost, a lesson forever etched in stone. Pompeii remains, an enduring witness to our shared human journey. The silent heart of the past, still beating in the light of today. This was the tragedy of Pompeii, the last day.